No?
No. Yes.
You're able to see, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's start, okay? Where were we? We have discussed IaaS, infrastructure, platform as a service, and software as a service. Okay. All right. Any doubts till now? Any questions you have?
No.
Now we will talk about merits, USP, unique selling prices, pros of cloud. Okay, you can name it accordingly. So these are some terminologies. Okay, I'll relate with some of the best example. Let's say for an example, if you buy a laptop, okay, and if you get a configuration of let's say 8 GB of RAM and 250 GB of hard disk. Let's say that if you install some applications and your laptop is quite slow, you are facing performance issue. So what you will do?
We will go through service desk team.
No, no, no. I'm just talking about personal, okay? If you have your personal laptop, forget about company, forget about cloud, okay? So right now we are discussing scalability, okay? So if you buy a laptop, a personal laptop, okay, for your personal use, if you the configuration of your laptop is 8 GB RAM and 250 GB of hard disk, okay? Now you are facing performance issue. What you will do? You will increase the RAM, right? Or you will increase the capacity of the disk if the storage is full, right? So this is known as, it is similar to scalability. Now in cloud, what happens? No, either you can decrease the configuration of your virtual machine, of your server. Okay. Let's say if your server has 4 cores of CPU. Okay. And if your server has 8 GB RAM and 250 GB of hard disk, you can increase from 4 core to 8 core, from 8 GB to 16 GB of RAM, and from 250 GB to 300 or 500 GB of hard disk, whatever it is available. Okay. Uh, Similarly, you can decrease the capacity. Now, in real time, no, when we are hosting the application in real environment, so we have got four scale option. Scalability, we have got four options in scalability. One is scale up. That means you are increasing the configuration. Let's say if you have got one virtual machine, okay, you will increase the configuration of the virtual machine depending on the requirement, depending on the traffic. And scale down means you will decrease the configuration of the machine. What do you mean by scale out? So instead of upgrading or downgrading a configuration of that one machine, scale out means you will replicate the similar machine. So now you have got two machine with similar applications. And scale in means you will decrease the replication. Getting me?
Yes.
Akib underscore B. You got me? Any questions you have? Are you able to understand me? What I'm trying to convey?
Yes, scalability.
Okay. What do you mean by scalability?
Increase and decrease capacity.
Oh, so that is I have written.
Okay.
Okay, we will
I don't
discuss.
understand scale out in and scale up and down. Yes.
I'm sorry, your voice is. I'm not able to hear you. Could you please come again?
Uh, I don't understand scale out. What is scale out, oblique in, and scale up and
Okay,
down?
I'll just give
I
you.
understand scalability, increase and decrease capacity.
Okay, so scalability means increasing and decreasing of capacity. Okay, capacity or configuration. Okay, configuration. Let's say, what do you mean by scalability? Increasing and decreasing capacity or configuration. Let's say that if you have one laptop, okay, um, I'm giving you an example of a server. Okay, let's say if you have got one server, okay, and you are hosting one website, one e-commerce website, okay, on that server, and let's say there is a normally you have got some users who is accessing your website, okay, who are placing an order, okay. So there has been purchase made from your website, an e-commerce website, okay. Now your server configuration is you have got uh, to host an application, right? We would require some sort of configuration. I mean to say, you would require some sort of memory, some sort of processing speed, okay, some sort of storage. Okay, so these are the three basic things, okay, on a server from hardware level. Okay, now let's say that your current configuration is 8 GB RAM and 250 GB hard disk and 4 cores of CPU. Okay,
Okay.
now you are using this server, you only have a single server. Now, let's say Diwali is coming and you are expecting more customer, okay, to place an order through your website. Now, do you think that this server is going to handle that load? Suddenly there is a spike, suddenly there is a volume increase. Now, if your server configuration is not increased, and if you are still using the same server, your application will crash. So what you do is, now you are expecting Diwali is coming soon. You are expecting that instead of 1,000, 10,000 customers, okay, is going to purchase from your website. All right. So what you do is, instead of 4 cores, you will increase up to 8 cores. In if you have 8 GB of RAM, you will increase up to 16 GB. You have got 250 GB hard disk, you will increase up to 500 GB. Till now, we are on the same page, right? Are we on the same page? Are you able to understand? Akib,
Yes.
Akib, what about the other one?
Yes, understand.
Okay. Now let's say that Diwali is over. Do you require the same configuration?
No.
No. So what you will do is, uh, during Diwali you scaled up your server, and after Diwali you scale down your server.
Okay, okay, understand.
Okay. So scale up and scale down. Now, what is scale out and scale in? Here, what you are doing is, if you have a server, uh, a 4 core server, 8 GB of RAM, and 16, sorry, 250 GB of hard disk. Now, what you are doing is instead of scaling up, you are creating another server of the same configuration. Okay.
Okay.
So now you have two servers, each 8 GB RAM, each 4 core CPU, each 250 GB hard disk. So that is known as scale out. You are replicating that server. And once Diwali is over, so you will scale in. You will delete one replica, and instead of two server, it will become as one server. Are you able to get me?
I just wanted to know. Uh, Sometimes company makes like two, three domains their company.
Okay.
So it's come in a scalability.
No, no. Which domain? Can you give me an
Like
example?
uh,
Like,
what we can say,
give
like
any
Amazon.
example.
Amazon.com one is it's one server, aws.com. Also, it's work as a Amazon.com.
Okay. Amazon.com is different and AWS.com is different. Okay. They are
Okay.
two different websites.
Okay.
So as a best practice, we don't allow to host two application, okay, on a single server. So we keep two different servers.
Yes.
But if you buy a there is one service which is known as DNS, domain name service. You might have heard about GoDaddy.
GoDaddy. Yes.
Yeah. Over there you can host. Server is different and domain is different.
Okay.
Domain is just, how we are buying a telephone number. Domain is completely different. Okay. Now, that domain is just a name, Amazon.com. But when you
Yes.
enter Amazon.com, the website will open, the application will open. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, name is different, and there is a huge number of images, a huge number of text, okay, huge number of pages which are uh, binded to that domain. Now,
Hmm.
for that software, to host that software, we would require a server. And for just that domain name, okay, just that address, what we require is the host name provider, the domain registered, which can be GoDaddy, which can be uh, Bluehost. There are many.
Okay. Understand.
Okay. Any questions? Akib, tell me, stop me, n number of times if you're not understanding, because these are very basic concept.
Okay.
Akib, B, Akib, why?
No, bhai, carry on. Bhai.
Carry on. Okay. So this is scalability. So either you increase the configuration or decrease the configuration, increase the capacity or decrease the capacity. So there are four type of scaling option. One is scale up, scale down, scale in, and scale out. Okay. Now what is elasticity? Elasticity, that means it will scale automatically. You just give them a condition. that if your CPU reaches 90%, either you scale up. If your CPU or RAM reaches 70%, you scale down. Similarly goes with scale out and scale in. If your memory reaches 95%, you scale out, you create another server. And if the memory reaches 70%, um, nearby your defined threshold, so you scale in. That means you delete the machine. You getting me now? This is auto scale. Elasticity means this is auto scale. And scalability means you are doing it manually. What is high availability? That your website is available with a minimal downtime. Your website is not down. Your server is always up. Even if the server is powered off, okay, the traffic is going to shift to a different server. So this works in combination, high availability and scalability most of the times. Okay. Any questions?
No, no. No.
Now there is another term which is resiliency. What does resiliency means? That if there is any failure, let's say application failure or hardware failure or power failure caused by natural disaster, okay, your application will be moved to a different server. Okay, just to make sure that you have a maximum amount of availability. Make sure that it functions quickly. Your applications, once it is crashed, it will recover quickly without minimal disruption or downtime. Now, how this can be achieved? This can be achieved to redundancy. In redundancy, there are multiple servers or data centers. If one gets fails, then the traffic is moved to the another replica, which is hosted on uh, the same data center utilizing a different power unit or another data center. And load balancing. So if you have got 50,000 people and if you have got 5 servers, so it will distribute the load just to make sure one server is not overloaded. Now, load balancing is also done by location wise. So if you have server in America and if you have server in Japan, so we will not route the traffic, Japan traffic to America or American traffic to Japan. We will load balance them. Okay. I'm giving you very simple explanation. We will get into details. We will do practical as well. Now, what do you mean by failover? Once the primary server is failed, it will switch to the backup server or the backup system. And once the, what do you mean by failback? There is one more term, failover. Once the primary is failed, it will go to secondary. Failback means once the primary is up, so secondary will move to primary again. That is failback. What is data replication? Like we have a server replication, we also have a data replication. So we have data center in Mumbai, we have data center in Hyderabad. So it will replicate, it will create a copy of the data across the multiple regions just to avoid the data loss during outage. So if Mumbai is down, Hyderabad is accessible. If Hyderabad is down, Mumbai is accessible. This can be only achieved if we have data replication. And what is monitoring and alert? Just to make sure that the issue is being detected early and corrective actions are being taken. Okay? Any questions till now? Anything you didn't understand? Akib, don't hesitate. Akib underscore B, don't hesitate. Ask me.
No, everything is clear.
Chinmay,
Everything is clear? Yeah, yeah, please tell me.
I want to know the full form of USP app. What is
USP, unique
selling price,
selling,
na?
yeah, or USF, unique selling feature.
Okay, unique selling price. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Now, guarantee. What Azure guarantees? Azure has created their own data center. So in Azure, there is a concept which is known as nine nines. Nine time nines. Okay.
9 times 9.
Nine time nines.
Yes.
So they tell that there is 99% availability. Okay. 99% are infrastructure is available. Only 1%. Okay. There may be a
Okay.
downtime. Sometimes you might have heard they give you 99% guarantee. So what does that means? Out of 365 days, how much downtime? How much
360.
downtime they have claimed? 3.65 days approximately will be the downtime.
Okay.
Now, different services, they have got different guarantees of availability. Now, what do you mean by three nines? 99.9%. So, if we calculate per year, Azure tells that you get a downtime of 8.76 hours. Then they have four nines, 52.6 minutes. Then five nines, 5 minutes and 26 seconds. Then they have six nines, 31.1 second. In the entire 365 days, there is a downtime of 31.5 seconds. And then there is nine nines, means 31.5 milliseconds in the entire year. Any questions till now?
No.
Then why can you explain the downtime? What is
What
downtime
is
like?
the downtime? Very good question. Okay.
Hmm.
You have got a laptop.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
You forgot to plug the battery and you are working on some important Excel sheet.
Okay.
Okay. What happens once the battery is over? What happens?
The laptop is get switched off.
Switched off. So what means?
Yes.
That your laptop is down, your battery is down.
Yes.
Now from this is from hardware level. This could be from application level as well.
Yeah.
Something is not working. Azure gives you platform as a service wherein they give you their you're not responsible for their infra. They will take care of the infra. You just come up with the code. Let's say if their system where your website is hosted, where your code is hosted, if their system gets down. So what they will do is they give you the guarantee according to the service. How much guarantee you have got? Nine nines, whether it is two nines, three nines, six nines, nine nines. So
And
365,
yes, 3.65 days
yeah,
means
means if Azure gives you 99% guarantee that our infra
okay,
is available, only 1% we don't have a guarantee.
okay.
That means from 365 days divided by 100.
So 3.65 days is an average,
Correct.
I think.
Approximately. Why approximately? Because they could fix it within 3.65 days, right? So that's why
Yeah.
Okay,
they
okay,
give
okay.
you approximately. So similarly,
So
three nines,
Azure,
99.9
Azure में है, Azure.
Azure. So Azure gave a guarantee.
guarantee.
If they give you a service, so uh, like 99%, if you
No,
buy a 99%
different
service,
service. Sorry to interrupt you, brother. Different service has
okay,
got different guarantees.
okay,
Now, server generally, okay, they have got different. For an example, let's say you only have one server and you only have one basic application that you are hosted, and there are very few users who are accessing your application. Okay, there is one server you bought. Now, you don't have any high availability. You only have one server. You created a server on Azure. Okay. Now, this server is being hosted somewhere on their hardware. No, let's say that if they wanted to patch the hardware, if they wanted to update that hardware, or if anything goes wrong, no, if there is no power, if the hardware is damaged, so that means unless and until they repair that hardware, there is a downtime. Correct?
yes,
So what is the minimal downtime they give? 3.65 days, depending on their services. Different services has got different downtime. Load balancing service has got different downtime. Virtual machine has got different downtime. Network has got different downtime. Okay. So it depends on services to services. Are you able to understand?
yes,
Akib, Akib B, any questions?
No one.
Okay. Don't hesitate. Do ask me if you are not able to understand anything.
Yes.
So we are done with our overview of the cloud concepts. Overview or cloud concepts. So these are the basic cloud concepts. Okay. Now
Okay.
we will discuss about core services. What are the major services in Azure? One is what server, correct? One is what app services, which is web app, platform as a service. They will give you hardware, they will give you everything. You just get your code, platform as a service. This is also serverless, platform as a service, Azure function. Okay. So these are the core services. One which is compute. Under compute, we have virtual machine, app services, Azure function. Then we have got a storage. So we have a different type of storage. One which is blob. So you can store the unstructured data. Remember, I told you, Akib, the other day. What do you mean by unstructured data?
No SQL.
What do you mean by no SQL?
No SQL means the data is not mapped properly.
No. Data is not in a form of rows and tables.
Yeah.
That means
Yeah.
it could be log file, text, images, videos, audios. Okay. So this
Yes.
is a blob storage, document, PDF. Okay. And what is a file? It is a share storage. The storage is being shared between you and you, between me. Example, what we have? Google Drive or a file share. Then we have got disk, like we have hard disk. This is attached to a VM storage. Okay. In
Yes.
networking, we have virtual network.
Virtual network. Private network.
What do you mean by private network? Which is within your company, intranet, not the internet. Internet is what? Public network. Intranet.
Intranet.
Intranet. Your your network is not accessible from outside. This is something which
Outside.
is private to you.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have got
Okay.
VPN gateway. If you take a work from home and if you wanted to connect to your office environment for security, you need to do VPN, virtual private network. Okay. Then we have load balancer. So there are many services under networking, but this is just to name a few. Then we have security, identity, and compliance. Now, what do you mean by security? We have Azure Entra ID. Your username and password are stored in Microsoft Entra ID from cloud perspective, from Azure perspective. On-prem, we use Active Directory. Then we have security concept. What is this MFA? This you know, right? MFA, multi-factor authentication. Let's say if you are accessing Gmail, they tell you just to verify, just to make sure that your account is not compromised. What they do is they ask you to install Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator, depending on the services, right? They give you 6-digit code or they send you a number on your mobile. They ask you to register on your mobile. You receive the code, you enter the code.
Evening.
Okay. Banking application, some of them. And this is RBAC. What do you mean by RBAC? Role based access control. I'm giving you very small example. If you have got two department, HR department and sales department, right? Will they share their work?
No.
No. So if there are some files that is only accessible to HR, sales can't access the file, right? If there are some files which are only accessible by sales team, no, HR doesn't have that permission to access. So what we do is we restrict the access according to the role. We only give the least level privileges. Okay.
Okay.
And what do you mean by zero trust? Self-explanatory. That you have a zero trust. You verify each and everything. You are a detective. Okay. So this is zero trust. Now there are some policies as well. Now we have tools. Now we have two tools. One which is Key Vault, wherein you store your passwords, you store your certificates, you store your secrets. Okay. And then we have Microsoft Defender for cloud. A type you can say as an antivirus. It just in layman's for your understanding. Okay. Any questions till now?
No.
Okay. Then we have pricing and cost management. So we have got pricing models. Okay. One which
Zero.
is pay as you go. What do you mean by pay as you go? You use the services and then you pay, like a mobile recharge. Use it for 5 minutes, you pay for 5 minutes. You use 1 GB internet and you pay for 1 GB internet, right? This is pay-as-you-go model. One which is reserved instance. Like you tell the client that I need this virtual machine for 3 years. I'm not going to use it for one month. So that pricing is different because you are reserving, right? Their hardware. And what do you mean by spot pricing? That I'm just using for testing purposes. I'm going to use for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Okay. Just in a layman terms, I'm explaining you. Spot pricing is bit different, but just for your explanation, just you use it for a minimal period of time. That is known as spot pricing. Now, how we will come to know about the pricing? By using the pricing calculator and TCO, total cost of ownership calculator. So these are calculator which are there in Azure. Okay. Your task would be you need to search the link for Azure pricing, Amazon pricing, AWS pricing, and GCP pricing. Okay. Then we have a governance and management. Like how we are managing the Azure account, how we are governing that Azure account. So the structure is once we create an Azure account, which we are going to create tomorrow, by the way. Okay, Akib.
Yes, bhai.
So once we create the Azure account, you get a unique number. Okay, your tenant ID. Under tenant ID, you create a management group. Like you are creating a folder. How we do on a Google Drive, just in a layman term. Okay. Under that, what do is you do a subscription. Now, subscription is different and tenant is different. There is a difference. Okay. I'll tell you tomorrow. Okay, what is the difference? Because we are running out of time. Under subscription, we have resource group. What do you mean by resource group? To group a resource. Again, like a folder level. For an example, if you have two notepad, okay, one word file, one video file. So you are going to group it according to the resource. Now there are many ways you can group it according to the location. Like all the resources for America would be under one resource group. In America, you have got Florida, you have got New Jersey. So state-wise, you can create a resource group. All the resources, or country-wise, okay, or the resource-wise. For an example, all the video files should be in the under video folder. All the image should be under image folder. Now, what are the resources? This is just a layman explanation I am giving you. What are the resources? This is the resource. Blob is a resource. Keyword is a resource. MFA is a resource. VNet is a resource. Sorry, VNet is a resource. Not MFA. Load balancer is a resource. VPN gateway, disk, file. This is a resource virtual machine. Okay. And then we have a tools. Tools for what? Governance and management. What tools Azure gives us? Azure policy. It will give you rules. Example, only a location, India location VM, okay, virtual machine services can be only accessed for